Alright, GH peeps, welcome back to my channel where we talk all things General Hospital. Today's late night review is for Thursday, peeps. It's Thursday, June 6, 2024. I hope you guys had an amazing Thursday. I had a pretty good Thursday. I cannot complain. Busy Thursday, but busy Thursdays are good Thursdays. How was GHing for you guys? Super lows? A little bit of high? I don't know, guys. Okay, between Natalie and Christina in that conversation and Finn falling off the big wagon, I'm gonna talk about it into when I talk about it. But please leave your highlights and comments in the comment section. You guys know I love your highlights and comments. And like and subscribe if you haven't hit that button. But let's just dive into this because yeah, we just gonna dive into this. So it starts off at the Metro Court, and you know what, guys? I'm all for the teenage, young adult kid. I mean, I like that. It kind of brings me back to nostalgia, GH, where you see, the young adults, because they are going to be taking over the screen soon. We can't have, the OGs on there forever. But it was good. I love the young adult scenes. I do. I love to see the fresh faces on GH. It just gives me hope that our show will stay on air. But anyway, we got Joss doing her lifeguard thing, and Spinelli chasing James down. Okay, I'm just going to say James is the cutest, all right? And they're enjoying pool time. And Joss and Spin catch up on, the Jason and Sunny breakup, but they really don't get to talk about it too much because James is trying to cannonball into the pool, but Gio was like, Yep, guys, Gio's there. And he's like, no. Slow your roll. And James gets a scolding, of course, but Gio makes it up to him, and James promises to behave, and Gio promises to give him a second chance. And of course, James goes with Spinelli. They go get in the water, but just gives time for Joss and Gio. Woo, sorry guys. Woo, working long hours. She's wondering why a musical genius is not at the Carnegie Hall, but working as a pool attendant. And I was wondering too, Joss, like, what's going on here? Because, what is going on with this new young man? And Gio tells her about how, he's working at the Metro Court. Joss is like, oh, look, we're Nepo hires. And he's like, well, actually, I had to interview, and I'm on probation, unlike you. And Joss wants to know why he's slumming at Port Charles, and he tells her, well, he's going to be performing at Summer Stage as a park concert with hard to get into tickets. And somehow, when they're talking about the tickets and her getting tickets, he ends up in the pool. And as he is getting his beautiful self out the pool, Trina's like, yeah, she watching Gio get out the water. And, Gio introduces himself to her, and we're all like, are y'all like that? Are y'all like that? I'm almost going to watch it again, because just to see, because I felt a little Kim, but I was also feeling, I don't know, it was like Joss and him, and then Trina and him, but he definitely was giving Trina the eye contact. You know what I'm saying? But here we go. Back to it. So, Joss tells Trina that, about that this is the amazing, hot violinist that she was talking about. And Trina's like stuttering and stuff, and I'm like, Now, I guess, guys, what we were thinking, like, we thinking she's stuttering because this gorgeous young man comes out the pool, and she's like, you know what I'm saying? No, that ain't it. But anyway, it turns out that, guess who? Gio is going to PCU. And he's like looking at Trina. Hopefully, we'll be seeing more of each other. Yeah, he was looking at Trina. And I was like, okay, I guess Trina gonna find herself back at PCU soon. Girl, you might as well get that education anyway. But Gio was recruited by PCU for the first cheer, which, guys, I played the flute, so I know all about the cheers. First cheer is big, okay? If he was fourth chair at some other place and he's moving to first chair, that's big. That means you get all the solos. Well, not all of them, but you get your choice of solos. First chair is like top freaking tier, okay? They can play like a bird. That's first chair. Don't ask me what chair I was on because I ain't got time. Just know I wasn't last chair, okay? But anyway, so Gio is got a full ride scholarship and he's first chair. So PCU throwing the love on him. And the girls give him the head up that scholarship kids don't get treated so well. And I'm like, well, damn, ain't that shocking? But anyway, Gio doesn't have to worry about that because he is staying at the Quartermaines, honey. And of course, the girls are like, you do know how it's like to live with the Quartermaines. And Gio comes from a big family. He used to it. I could have answered that question. I'm like, he with this family? Oh yeah, the Quartermaines ain't gonna be nothing. And I even think, does Trina mention Tracy or does Joss mention Tracy? But I did like Gio's comeback when he was like, he's a violinist. I'm sure he could woo Tracy. She loves music, so that'll be fine. Even though Tracy still doesn't like strangers in the house, but she'll get over it. Monica said yes, and when Monica says goes. I miss Monica. I do. Anyway, I mean, like she's passed away, but I do miss her being on the screen. Trina offers him a gig at the gallery, y'all, and they exchange numbers. And I'm just going to say, them eyes was just batting, looking at him. Turns out Gio reminded Trina of Spencer when he got out the water. And I'm like, yeah, well, they both are, young, hot, and cute and wet. That came out so inappropriately. But y'all know what I mean. Damn. And, I'm glad Joss is there to comfort her bestie. And, guys, this is callous to say, move on, girl. I'm just saying. Okay, so in soap terms, they don't mourn long. Y'all know they don't mourn long. Y'all know nobody mourns long in soap terms. Okay, I feel like they giving Trina really good space, to heal from Spencer, because normally people in the soap world have moved on, got married, and had kids by now. I'm just saying. So it'll be interesting to see. And I guess that's a slow relationship too. I hope they don't make this like the Spencer and Trina relationship. Like, make it all like, no, I want them, if they're her and Gio are being set to be with each other, because I'm pretty sure Joss and Dex are going to be back together, then I don't want them to be like the Spencer one where it's like they didn't get to grow naturally. It was always like, they're about to do this epic scene, or just let them grow naturally, And it would be interesting to see Gio heal Trina's heart with music. I'm for it. Now this, I am way more for Trina in this than I want to cry all the time at him. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm just saying. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Now we're going to go to the story that just breaks my heart in 1,000 pieces. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Chase and Finn. So as we know, Chase does catch Finn throwing him back. And turns out, y'all, he has been using breath spray to cover. So you've been drinking all this long? You've been drinking all along, Finn. I'm not saying that he was drinking prior to his dad dying. But he's been drinking since he threw the bottle away. And that's, because it just seemed awfully like alcoholic. Come on with the breath spray. I was like, damn, Finn, damn. Georgie comes out of nowhere like, I found him. Turns out Georgie was looking for Finn so that they can ask Violet to hang out with them, which really worked out. And when Finn turns around and sees Chase, he's like, oops, I don't know. Did you see anything, bro? He didn't say that, but... But of course, Finn plays it off like Chase didn't see him. And like, yeah, Chase didn't see you sitting next to the bar with 2 shots right in front of you. Yeah, okay. But after good conversation with Maxie, and approval, Maxie, the girls head off to the pool, and while they're talking about Brooklyn and them all talking about what to do with little Violet, she knows Brooklyn sees Chase's she sees Chase's expression. She knows something ain't right. And Finn does give Violet the okay to stay over with Maxie. Makes some excuse about him going through Grace's clothes. And to be honest, it probably wouldn't have been good for Violet to be there while he goes through his granddad's clothes. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it would have been very good, not for Brooklyn, but for Chase to be there. And of course, Brooklyn does offer to help, but he's like, no, I'm good. I can do this by myself. And then Maxie brings up, him getting help from his loved ones. He's like, no, like I said, I'm good. And like I said, it would have been better if it was just Chase. I really don't think it's a good idea for Brooklyn and Chase to confront Finn. I think it's a better idea for Chase to confront his brother. But I digress right now. So Chase offers to go grab Violet's bag. And guys, watching Finn being the doting dad to Violet and knowing that he's hurting inside and that he's drinking, man, that just breaks my heart. I'm sorry, guys. It just breaks my heart. I absolutely do not like this. I'm just going to say it, all right? I do not like this at all. And of course, Violet don't want to leave her daddy alone. But she goes off with her Maxie and Georgie. And Finn congratulates Chase for standing up for their dad and tells him that he doesn't think he could have done it. And that's because I honestly don't. Not only is Finn hurting about losing his dad, I really think he's still hurting about what the space between him and his father, what he did, hurting his father with that one, with stepmom and whatnot like that. Finn is beating himself up with regret. But that's when, Chase also helps to offer him, and he turns him down and he leaves. And I'm just like, when he leaves, Chase tells Brooklyn, yeah, he just wants to be alone so he can drink. I shouldn't laugh, but Chase tells Brooklyn that he walked in on Finn drinking and how he's hiding his drinking with breath spray. And Brooklyn tells him, she was a little bit worried about it. And and you know what, guys? I will say, it's easier to see things from the outside than when you're inside. Because like she told Chase, you're mourning, honey. You're mourning. People from the outside can see, stuff sometimes better than people that are in the middle and at the same time are hurting. But when she said that she was worried about this happening, Chase is like, well, why didn't you say anything? And I'm like, Chase, you are just a lot of extra, honey. You're just a lot of extra. She lets him know that she was hoping that she was wrong. She didn't. And you don't want to be that person in this situation, because it could be, yeah, he might be okay, and then he might not be. And I was hoping that he was going to be okay. And I know some other people were hoping that Finn was going to be okay too. I just don't like, come on, Elizabeth Cortez. This is what you as a head writer are bringing to the table? We could have, I don't know, guys. I'm just not a fan of this storyline. But anyway, Chase is wondering if he really knows his brother. And guys, I did say this, and a lot of y'all probably won't agree with me. I'm going to say that Chase is freaking extra. And sometimes it's nauseating. Because he says stuff like that. Like when he was talking about the ALS and talking about how he didn't want Brooklyn taking care of him with his 10% chance. And Brooklyn's like, bro, I'm going to have 10% chance too. What are you talking about? And it just like, I can just keep pulling out little tidbits. And guys, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen it. Sometimes Chase can be a little bit extra. I said it. I'm not taking it back. And yes, it's nauseating. Meanwhile, Finn is at home smelling his dad's clothes. And he stops at the shoes and he remembers him getting his dad on, getting him ready for bed and taking off the shoes. Guys, that's got to be hard, okay? I know everybody's like, well, no, that, man, that's got to be hard. As the oldest kid of my mother's, and, been caretaker, been provider for my mom, and know our relationship hasn't always been perfect, and I know I've let my mom down 1,000 times. She loves me, and I love her. I would be struggling, man. I guess is what I can understand Finn. Not saying I understand him going back to drinking, but I don't know where my mind would be losing my mom. So I guess I can understand Finn. That's another thing, and I just don't like. And I'm not really a Finn character, which is crazy. Like GH is making me a Finn character, guys. Go figure. And I like the actor. Michael Easton is a good actor. And I liked him when he was the cop. I really didn't care for him as the Finn character, but I'm actually starting to like the Finn character just because of everything that's going on right now. But anyway, let me get back to it. So he's looking at the brochure for Alcoholics Anonymous. And this is right there is very telling that Finn knows he has a problem. He knows. Meanwhile, Chase tells Brooklyn that, well, he just didn't want to confront his brother. Plus, it wouldn't, and he's right. A public scene at their father's homegoing with Violet, that would have been totally wrong. I mean, just horrible. It would not have went well. So I do agree with Finn on that. But when he starts, saying, I'm a detective. Why didn't I see this? Guys, I had so many. I wrote down like about 5 or 6 jokes about him. About his non-detectiveness, but I said I'm just going to do it. Okay. Sergeant Doofus don't know why he couldn't figure it out. Okay, I got my joke out. But on the serious tip though, because you hurting, baby, just like your woman's about to tell you, because you hurting. You can't see nothing like that right now. You can't see past your own. It's hard to see past your own hurt. Yep, they both lost their father. They both lost their father. And that's what Brooklyn lets them know. It's like, look, stop being hard on yourself. Y'all both lost y'all daddy. And you mourning too. That's what you mourning too mean. You lost your daddy too. You can't blame yourself for Chase can't blame himself, nor should he blame himself for his brother falling off, and drinking. He can't blame himself for that. I'm pretty sure Finn's doing enough of that, which is causing him to drink more. Because now I'm letting my dad down. Now I'm drinking. I'm the no good son. Gosh, I just hate this. Chase wants to talk to him and remind him that he's there for him. Meanwhile, Finn's looking for an AA meeting and making calls to see if this church is still open. He hangs up the phone and we don't know if the church is open or not. I want to assume that it was and he just chose drinking instead. Or maybe it wasn't. And he hangs the phone up and he starts looking at his dad's stuff and he can't do it. He just can't do it. And honestly, he shouldn't be doing it. Honestly, I wish Alexis or somebody was there. I don't know. And I wonder, doesn't he have a sponsor? I can't remember who his sponsor was. But I would definitely think that since he had a problem, that he would have a sponsor. And this would be the perfect time. And normally when addicts are going through this, that's the first person they call. And I just wondered, did Finn ever have a sponsor? I don't remember his drug and days, guys. I don't. But this would be a good time for him to reach out to his sponsor, or for them to reach out to his sponsor, so the sponsor can get in touch with him and talk to him and pull him out of his bootstraps. Because sponsors are bad. They'll meet you where you at. They'll come to the bar and look at you. So this what you gonna do? You gonna exchange one drug? You gonna change one pain for another? They confront you. They call you out on your shit. But anyway, guys. So Finn heads out to a bar. Tequila is his poison. Meanwhile, Chase and Brooklyn decide that it's it's time to confront Finn, and Brooklyn questions if Finn would ever harm Violet. This kind of tied me up, guys, and I want your opinion on this because I know a lot of y'all gonna have one way, and then some of y'all gonna have another way. I didn't like that question that she did, but at the same time, I've heard many stories of alcoholic parents driving with their kids drunk. So, in that way, maybe that's a possible. But for him to physically hurt his daughter, I could not see that. Y'all let me know. I could not see that. But in Soapland, when everybody gets behind the wheel, they end up hitting the kid with the car. Okay, that's what they do. And y'all know what? I probably will have to stop watching GH for a while. And I have taken hiatuses from GH. And I know one of my peeps that are watching this show, she said that she was going to be taking a hiatus from GH. Girlfriend, if that's what you gotta do, you do it. You gotta. If you're watching a show and it's giving you that much anxiety, baby, step back. I have taken breaks from GH before too. Nobody's gonna judge you. You gotta keep your personal peace. You know what I'm saying? But if they get Finn into doing something where Violet gets hurt, because I probably will have to be like, until they figure out what I'm not doing this. I don't want to see no more. We just got to get over the Shar stuff. I don't want that. I already don't like the story as it is already, but that might make me question. That might make me take a break. I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I'm not liking the story. I'm not liking quite a few of the stories, but I love GH, so I'm riding with them because sometimes if we do, they go through this. Because we're going through a lot of writing changes right now. One writer's coming out, another writer's coming in, the old writer's coming back. All this is going around. So I'm trying to hold tight. I am, because I love me some GH. And I know this happens. But if we're going to start this path, I don't know. I might. Because no. And I hate GH for writing this. They are destroying Finn's character. I mean, they're murdering his character. But they've been murdering a lot of characters on here lately. They're not the person, not the individual, but who they are, who we fall in love with. And that's just what I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave it at that. Meanwhile, we got the Maxie Spin family going on, and the kids want Maxie to get in the water, and she like, y'all crazy. GH finally got me looking right. Got this hair and this makeup looking tight. My fit's looking good. Y'all ain't about to mess none of this up, baby. Don't you even miss me. I don't want to see a spray, a water, a shooter, nothing. I don't blame Maxie. She's like, I had to walk around in brown and gray and black for like 5 years. And you know what, guys? I wonder if they were doing that because Maxie's, a full-figure juicy girl, and they don't think full-figure juicy girls can be sexy. And if we gonna have people like that on this show, we don't need people like that on this show, because daytime it was originally for us women that were at home watching, taking care of our families. Not saying that we have the same audience now. We have men and women and all kinds of beautiful humans watching GH. But I am not into fat shaming, okay? Beautiful, thick women can dress too. And I'm so happy that they changed Maxie's. Oof, honey, Maxie, she walks different. Her whole entire, I love it. I don't blame you, Maxie. You better not get me wet. Spin like, yeah, I'll get her eventually, and laughs evilly. I would have dunked him in the water. Boy, you better not. You do it. You won't. I guess you want to go back outside and sleep out in the tent again. You better not get me wet. I'm looking fresh and beautiful. Meanwhile, Violet is seriously worried about her daddy. And I'm like, as she should be. Even though, in all honesty, it's not fair for her to be worrying about her father. But she sees that something's going on with him. The closest person to him is her. She lives with her dad, so she can already see something ain't right. Something's off. Some ain't, and she's very, very mature for her age at that too. I did love the fact of Spinelli and Georgie and James talking. I'm like, where's Lulu? We don't see Lulu should be like what 3, 4 now, walking in the pool with them. That is, did y'all? I'm gonna go get. But Spinelli telling the kids that he's not going anywhere, and they pinkies promise, except to put Maxie in the pool. Go ahead on, Spinelli. You gonna get hurt. You gonna get hurt. You don't put a fine finished woman in no pool and she ain't ready. That's called boxing. Violet ain't feeling the pool, and I'm like, guys, really? Was this? And I know they did this so that Finn could go and do his thing, but Shock, she's hurting. She just said goodbye to her granddaddy, and she knows something wrong with her daddy. Maxie tells Violet that her dad's sad about his dad, and sometimes you can be sad and okay at the same time. And Lil Mama's like, yeah, that's my Uncle Chase. That's not my dad. Something's going on different with my dad, and I'm worried. Maxie does what all good moms should do in these situations, and she offers to take her home. But she also lets her know that it's a pressure off of your dad, you being somewhere where you can have a little bit of enjoyment and hang out with people, try to get your mind off of it, because then he don't have to worry about putting his pain on you, like, his mourning on you. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about the last story, and all I'm going to say, the highlight of this story was Natalie's face at the end. How they took a beautiful woman and made her not look beautiful, because they did that role perfect. I don't know if it was the close-up, I don't know if it was the hate in her heart. She's a phenomenal actress, and I hate they doing this to my girl. But anyway, let's talk about it. We're at the recording studio. Lort, Blaze is still singing Lort. And I know somebody commented that they like Blaze, and a lot of people like Blaze, but I don't like Blaze's singing, boo. I don't. And when they compare her to Beyonce, I almost threw up in my mouth. I almost did it again. Because I'm sorry, this is my opinion piece. She can't sing. She can't sing. She can't sing. Sorry. And every time she has to, I'm just like, Lord. And I can't fast forward it because I'm doing this. I gotta, I like to tell the bits. But don't be mad, honey. It's nothing personal. I'm not talking about her personally. She's an actress. But anyway, moving on. Natalie hints to Chris that she should leave and enjoy the day. And I'm like, she is just so out of pocket. Oh my gosh, girl, you got some balls. And I'm looking like, Blaze, your mom ain't right. Your mom ain't right. And you letting your girlfriend deal with this. I'm sorry. I almost think Chris should leave Blaze alone, because if Blaze can't protect her from her mama, then she don't need to be around that. I'm sorry. But I did love Christina's reply. Nah, I'm getting all my life from my boo. I don't need no other son. She lightened up my whole entire day. And I wrote, Blaze, you don't see your mom's facial. You don't see Christina's facial. I would have a hard time singing knowing that these two in the other room. And Blaze gotta know her mom don't. Blaze, Christina don't deserve this. This kind of reminded me back in one of her older relationships where I didn't like that one either. And I feel like it's kind of the same, not the same, but kind of the same. Blaze does not deserve Christina. Christina's all the way out, proud, doing her. And I understand that, Blaze is finally coming out the closet, but Blaze ain't protecting Christina at all. Okay, first she's running her mouth off to Molly. Now she know her mom don't like her. You know your mom don't, girl. That's the one thing that nobody can say. Everybody knows that their parents don't like the person they dating. Everybody knows. And to sit here and act like you don't know, you being naive. Okay, so I don't like it. But Blaze wants to do another take, and I'm like, no, please, no. One take was enough. She tells Marv to go on a break, and Natalie gives him some ideas, and Chris is like, well, shouldn't you be letting Blaze do that since it's her music? And Natalie's like, nah, girl, I know my daughter, and I'm never wrong. There's a little going back and forth. I'm like, ooh, you can feel the tension in the air. And all this time, they're moving from place to place in the studio. What is Blaze doing? What is she doing? Just standing there in the studio where everybody's on a break? Is she just sitting there looking what? What's she doing? Christina's being, following her mama around. You really think they having the greatest conversation in the world? This girl, Natalie like, so you think I'm being rude? Yep, I think you're being rude. Of course, Christina doesn't say that. But when Natalie starts saying that she is trying to be honest about her feelings, I'm like, yeah, to everyone but Blaze. Why don't you tell your daughter the same thing you telling Christina? Why don't you tell your daughter the same thing you telling Christina, Miss Honesty? Guys, do I see the little hostile? These seeds got me. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm normally my happy, cheery self, but this right here. Christina tells her she was raised that honesty without tact is just cruelty. And I was like, well played, Christina, well played. And she's like, so I'm rude and crude? Yes. 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 No. Once again, Christina says no. But I think you should just say that you don't want me here. That is like, I'm just going to say what I was hearing, guys, and y'all, of course, please leave y'all comments about what y'all felt this whole entire conversation went down. But I felt like she was saying, that she don't like their relationship. She's very aware that her daughter's grown and she doesn't have any control. But, this is all you in this situation is all surprise to me. And I'm like, girl, why are you sitting here lying when you just know you and your daughter were just talking about that? And they had said it right in front of Christina. This ain't the first time I've been with women. This ain't the first time. This ain't the first time. You every time you see it, you put your head in the sand. But you over here now, you acting like you surprised. I'm like, oh. Christine, leave this woman. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all let me. I could be wrong. No, I'm not gonna say I'm wrong about how I feel about this. Christina should leave Blaze, not because of what her mama said, but because Blaze ain't protecting her, and that's exactly what I would tell her when I walk out that door. You ain't protecting me when it comes to your mother. I already got to deal with my family and their craziness, but I shouldn't have to deal with this with us. And it's not fair to Christina. And she's always getting herself in relationships that is so uneven and not fair for her. That's what I was going to say. She is Christina. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with this. But y'all look at Christina's past relationships. She's always on the losing side. Am I wrong or am I right? Always on the losing side. And I feel like with Blaze, she is bigly on the losing side. And I'm tired of that for her. Man, it's bad enough. It's bad enough, you putting yourself out there to to be subjected to ridicule and harassment, but then not to be accepted and by the person. I think accepted is the wrong word, but not to be properly loved. No. Where am I at? And then Natalie switches it and then starts singing Christina praises, and I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, you are so phony. And after she does that, she says, but you know what? Y'all gonna be breaking up because I'm so sure it's gonna happen. And I'm like, Christina, is this relationship worth it? Especially since Blaze can't stand up for her mama. And honey, you is gonna be all on your own doing this. Cause I don't see, I don't see Blaze. I don't see Blaze standing up to her mom and defending Christina on this. It would be amazing if she did, but it ain't happened yet. And Blaze can't be that naive. She knows her mama better than Chris do. So she knows exactly what her mama doing. So when she was asking her mama what her and Christina was talking about, you should know what you know your mama, girl. And then Chris following her mama asking for more punishment is just like when Chris was following Jocelyn asking for punishment. This girl just loves, she just loves hurt. She loves pain. And Natalie tells her that Blaze is going to be a big star one day, and Christina's going to do nothing but hold her back. And before y'all say, that's not what she said, Twerk, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. And Natalie knows what's best for her daughter. Do you, Natalie? Do you know what's best for your daughter, girl? She says she's trying to protect her daughter. BS, girl. Then why don't you tell your daughter what you're saying? Why don't you tell your daughter what's going on? You can't even really love your daughter. Your daughter is struggling and trying to manage her life and manage her love life with Christina and everything else, and you can't even be supportive. You can dislike something and still support your child. You can dislike something and still support your child. Like I said yesterday, I don't like my baby's man, but I'm still going to support my child. That's my daughter. And this right here is just sick. Guys, come on. I'm so tired of the crazy parents. Okay? And I really feel like Natalie only cares about her daughter's image, because she made it plain that the only person she really cares about music's career is her sons. Where was I at? So they come back from the break, and Blaze is telling her mom she does not need that. She agrees after she talked to Marv that she doesn't need to take another take. And Natalie plays it off like she just didn't tell Christina to break up with her daughter. Chris comes in and apologizes and asks for forgiveness. And I'm just thankful that she didn't break up and listen. I'm glad that Christina didn't listen to Natalie, but at the same time, I think she is going to have this conversation with Blaze, because this ain't going to work. But anyway, Christina tells her she gets sensitive about her daddy. We know, girl, you've been getting sensitive about your daddy since you was a little girl. And that she was acting like her dad, and she don't want to be nothing like him. And Blaze like, girl, you is nothing like your father, and I understand. Don't do that. I understand. All is forgiven. And they hug it out while Natalie looks like she wants to run Chris over. Yeah. I feel like this is another one-side relationship for Christina. And I just don't see Blaze really protecting her. I don't see Blaze standing up for her. I don't. And for her, Blaze to be acting like, what were y'all talking about? Girl, you know your mama don't like Christina. What do you mean? What do you think your mama was saying? You know she wasn't saying nothing nice. So I feel like if Christina deserves somebody that's going to stand up, protect her, protect them, Christina shouldn't have to stand in this heat by herself, and Blaze is gladly letting her do it. And before y'all say, no, she's not, she don't know. She know her mama. We all know, we know our mamas, we know our parents. Blaze knows her mama. Just like she told Christina that day in the hotel, she knows her mama, she knows her mama's moves and her mama's antics, and she leaving her girlfriend out there to defend herself against her mama while she's sitting here with her head in the sand like her mama's doing. But that's just my opinion, okay? I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm really hoping that we get to see a turnaround with GH, because this is starting to become a little bit much. But anywho, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. You guys sleep well and have an amazing day tomorrow. And once again, thank you guys for all your comments. I really do appreciate that and the subscriptions. Be well, be blessed, and sleep well. See you tomorrow.